Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. Two Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in Fort Myers at Veronica Shoemaker and Michigan Avenue is slowing traffic southbound on Veronica Shoemaker for your Friday morning. Go ahead and hop on Marsh Avenue if you want a crash-free commute. Also, traffic delayed a little on US 41 heading north towards Pondella Road, and a slowdown in North Cape on Tropicana west of Pine Island all the way to Chiquita. So to avoid the slowdown, stick to Diplomat. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100, as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms, at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern, as we will see more chances for rain kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
True relief for back and neck pain. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
Hi, this is Dr. Ben Carson for My Faith Votes. What better way to influence our culture than by voting for leaders who will support biblical principles and protect our religious freedom? Fellow believers, in November, do not abandon your civic duty as a Christian to cast your vote. When making your decision on whom to vote for, I urge you to look carefully at the platforms of each candidate and put them up against the Bible. For more information on candidates and their positions, visit myfaithvotes.org today.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News,
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
it's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
So tonight I say to all Americans, this is the most important election in the history of our country. There has never been such a difference between two parties or two individuals in ideology, philosophy, or vision than there is right now. Our opponents believe that America is a depraved nation. We want our sons and daughters to know the truth. America is the greatest and most exceptional nation in the history of the world. Our country wasn't built by cancel culture, speech codes, and soul-crushing conformity. We are not a nation of timid spirits. We are a nation of fierce, proud, and independent American patriots. We're a nation of pilgrims, pioneers, adventurers, explorers, and trailblazers who refuse to be tied down, held back, or in any way reined in. Americans have steel in their spines, grit in their souls, and fire in their hearts. There is no one like us on earth. I want every child in America to know that you are part of the most exciting and incredible adventure in human history. No matter where your family comes from, no matter your background in America, anyone can rise. With hard work, devotion, and drive, you can reach any goal and achieve every ambition.
Oh, dark. Just dark. Dark messages from the President of the United States. I would say probably for many people hitting it out of the park. If you wanted to use a baseball reference, being that most sports are going to be canceled sometime soon, it feels like everybody's dropping off. But there you go. The president from last night wrapping up the RNC and his speech, and we're going to get to some of the audio from that speech and others as well. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. How are you this morning? It's Drew Steele. Anytime you want to call and comment, maybe you had a chance to hear the president last night. Would love to get your thoughts. 239-479-5592, the text line and the line to call in. Also, as you know, streaming live on YouTube each and every day. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And we do appreciate you joining us on the program and watching, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. And, you know, a couple of things happened yesterday. First of all, a big thank you to everybody who joined in on our Zoom meeting. It was fantastic. Our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance, our 2 World War II veterans in studio with us, and 100 folks joining us on the Zoom meeting, and we do appreciate it. It was awesome. It was emotional. It was love for country. It was patriotic. We had all ages. Saw lots of kids in the Zoom meeting, and families and veterans, and it was fantastic. So a big thank you for that joining us yesterday. And you know, yesterday was really the calling of the president and the Republican Party to the country and saying, listen, what are we going to do here, everybody? What do we want? What do we want specifically? Because just as we're starting to hear from the party and and starting to hear from the president and talking about what we're going to do, what we're going to see now moving forward in this country and the decisions that have to be made between the two parties. And you're going to have the left in this country and Democrats that are going to come out with all kinds of things that are going to just be flat out lies against you, against conservatives, against Christians, against Republicans, against the president. And then you're going to have to fuel your message with receipts, with facts, backing it up, which I'll help you with this morning because there was a lot of that. And on top of that, yesterday, as people were leaving, we're going to be lucky enough to hopefully talk to a few people that were there. I know Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, our good friend. He was there, got an invite. I know our friend Dan Bongino got an invite as well. I saw on his Twitter feed and some others that, unfortunately, everybody, there was some harassment going on in the street. Senator Rand Paul tweeted out just a little while ago, a few hours ago, and there's video to show that he got attacked by an angry mob of over 100 people a block away from the White House, thanks to the D.C. police for literally saving our lives from a crazed mob. And the video's out there. I can't even play the audio because it's disgusting. And as you can imagine, there was a lot of that going on. We knew and we heard that there were going to be antagonists, anarchists, that there was going to be rioting, at least getting up in people's faces. And from what I understand, just about everybody who was walking out of the White House yesterday, leaving to go back to their hotels, experienced what Rand Paul did. So did Dan Bongino. I'm going to talk to Mike Opelka this morning. I'm looking forward to that conversation. I'd like to know if he witnessed any of that. There was a lot of that happening. And again, you're going to have to, if you're a Democrat, you're going to have to justify why you believe that that is okay. Why it is in Democrat-led cities across the country that we are continuing to see lawlessness on display unchecked. And which party it is that is the party of law and order and which party is not. And it's not hyperbolic to say it. We witnessed it yesterday. I can't. I just can't play any of it because it's just a lot of bleeps and blops and bloops and blip, 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 blip. So trust me when I tell you, if you go to the interwebs, if you go to Al Gore's famous internet, if you go to the Googles, you'll see in Twitter, you'll see it all for yourself. It's out there. And the president, brought that up on a few occasions, talking about law and order. Again, part of the speech from last night.
Biden is a Trojan horse for socialism. If Joe Biden doesn't have the strength to stand up to wild-eyed Marxists like Bernie Sanders and his fellow radicals, and there are many, we see them all the time, it's incredible actually, then how is he ever going to stand up for you? He's not.
He's not. And he's right. He's not standing up to the radical left that has taken over the Democrat Party. Everybody knows that there's no such thing as a moderate in the Democrat Party. You all know it.
The most dangerous aspect of the Biden platform is the attack on public safety. The Biden-Bernie manifesto calls for abolishing cash bail, immediately releasing 400,000 criminals onto the streets and into your neighborhoods. When asked if he supports cutting police funding, Joe Biden replied, yes, absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on just 1 second. We need some receipts here. We need you to bring receipts. You can't prove it. When did Joe Biden say anything like that at all? Was there a moment?
They don't know anybody. They become the enemy. They're supposed to be protecting these people. So my generic point is that...
do we agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes, we can. Now, of course, Democrats argue that, no, but it wasn't too long after that he backed off of that and said, no, I'm not going to defund the police. We're not going to do that. Okay, number one, that's his words right there. Certainly, you're not going to just believe Joe Biden as a politician. Joe Biden, who couldn't make an honest statement if it hit him in the face.
Facts.
It's just facts.
Facts.
As far as politics are concerned, it's kind of you lick your finger and see which way the winds are blowing, and then you end up going in that direction. You know it's true. What else did the president say?
When Congresswoman Ilhan Omar called the Minneapolis Police Department a cancer that is rotten to the root, Biden wouldn't disavow her support and reject her endorsement. He proudly displayed it shortly later on his website.
So he put it up on his website. Look, you can fact check all of this. And there's a reason why the president was not fact checked to the degree that people would have liked on the left last night, because it's all there. The interwebs is real. You can look it all up. So a little bit of what the president said last night about law and order and which party is going to have to decide that they are or not. And certainly the Democrats and Joe Biden have proven that they are on the side of the looters, of the rioters. Mike in Fort Myers wanted to talk about this and how the media is portraying all of this. Did you watch last night, Mike? You have some thoughts there in Fort Myers?
I'm going to share some thoughts. I think I'm going to call in with a new name every time I call into your show. So, but anyways,
why is that? I didn't know. I didn't know it was you. Did you tell Jake? Did you? Okay.
Yeah,
he must have.
I didn't tell him. Yeah, I did.
Right.
I'm going to do that. But anyways, look. This is similar to Charlottesville. What you have happening, and you should look it up, it was this black guy in Kenosha who was speaking. He said the people in Kenosha are not the ones doing this. It's the people who are coming from the outside and causing this agitation. So if we ever have a situation here in Fort Myers, I hope that the people will stand together and reject any outside extremists. You have extremists from the left, especially like groups like Antifa. For some reason, the Democrat Party will not condemn this terrorist organization.
No, they won't.
I don't understand it. But what I was saying about the media is I saw at least 7 headlines within the span of a week about with this whole Kenosha situation, and they called this protesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is by design or not, but this is not protesting. This is rioting. There's a difference between rioting and protesting. And I think the media is intentionally trying to fix the narrative to lessen what you said. I think you were speaking about it yesterday with Don Lemon. Mm-hmm. They're trying to lessen the narrative of how dangerous this is with these people from the outside coming into these communities, burning buildings, throwing bricks and all these things because they want to protect Biden. This is a political decision by our media to call these actions protests and not rioting. And we as the people got to reject that, because that's scary to know the media is that complicit with the party.
Yeah, so the couple of things with that. The first thing is I'm looking at a poll right now that the Daily Caller was talking about, that support for protests plummet in Wisconsin, dropping 25 points in 2 months. Why do you think that's the case? The reason why is because people are starting to realize that videos do not lie. And these are not peaceful protests. They see exactly what they are. They see the shooting. They see the rioting. They see all the burning of buildings. They're witnessing all of this for themselves, and they can't see how that is what constitutionally we have laid before the American people when it comes to protesting and the ability to assemble and to protest. And it's not the same thing. They realize that. And the other thing is the Don Lemon piece that you just brought up, which, again, a lot of people are talking about, and I'll get a chance to play that audio coming up this morning in case you missed it. Don Lemon saying, listen, this is bad for polling. Democrats are going to have to do something because the polls are starting to show that things are changing, just like we discussed. How awful is that they're looking at it through the lens of politics? Like that they look at this and say, we have to say something about it and call it out because it's making us look bad, as if they couldn't do that to begin with, because it is bad. It's more about the polling than it is about what is happening in our communities. It's disgusting and disturbing.
Well, Drew, that's the whole fact of the matter when you try to justify a man who's been in office essentially 46 years and then really give, excuse my language, a damn about black folks getting killed by cops up until he decided to run for president. Even as vice president, he didn't have a pulse on this issue. So now to hear him have a pledge or have a promise, and in another video you got to watch, he says Gianna Floyd. Who the heck is Gianna Floyd? Because he had a slip up again. So it's amazing how these people suddenly have reinvented the wheel, all to speak, when they've had 47 years to do it.
Yeah.
So to me as a voter, there's no way in the world I could ever trust a Joe Biden to resolve an issue, a very real issue of police brutality, a very real issue of injustice in America for a lot of people. And I hope that people who are listening to this really take heed to it. This isn't me looking at saying it's a Republican, a Democrat, or, being pro-Trump. Forget all of that. Trump has his faults as well. But this is me saying, I have seen this man for 47 years. This man has been in office longer than I've been alive. But I have seen this man do nothing. With the Central Park Five, everyone talks about Donald Trump's opinion piece. Donald Trump was a businessman. He had no political ability. Joe Biden at that time was a U.S. senator, could have called for an investigation, could have demanded some type of justice. But with the Central Park Five, he did nothing. Joe Biden is worthless on the issue of police brutality. He should not get anybody's vote on that record alone. And if we see what's happening in Kenosha right now, and Joe Biden is now suddenly trying to say we don't need senseless violence and all this other stuff. Well, where were you when all this violence was happening when Donald Trump was first elected?
Yeah.
Where were you when all of this stuff was going on under your administration with Barack Obama, with Freddie Gray? Baltimore, all these Democrat liberal cities have the highest rate of police brutality, and they have not elected Republicans as mayors for decades. Look it up. Baltimore has never had a Republican mayor, but is ranked in the top 5 for police brutality. Let me get off my.
Let me ask you. But let me ask you this, because I think this is an interesting conversation, and I'd like to get your thoughts. When you bring up, you have a couple of minutes, right? This is good.
Yeah.
Good.
I got time.
When you bring up police brutality, right, in communities, tell me what that looks like. Only because you know that there is one side that will simply say, don't resist arrest. Just don't do it. Teach your kids, teach your family, teach, which we do all the time. Just don't do it. Just don't resist. Follow what the officer says and let everything play out. And a lot of these situations wouldn't happen. Even the situation, if you look at in Kenosha, why did he resist arrest after being tased and everything else? It didn't have to go that far. So then I would ask, when you say the police brutality that's happening in these cities, how do you identify that? Because people will look and say, well, wait a second. So I wonder what you say.
So my response to that is the Kenosha situation, watching the video, listening to the reports and everything like that. There are conflicting reports of whether or not this guy had a knife or not.
Well, after the fact, they know now he did, and they also had to tase him to control. Yeah, and they also had to tase him to control him, and they couldn't. The taser didn't work. So for those that said they could have tased him, they did. But I guess in general, maybe it's better to ask this question. Just in general, when you talk about police brutality, maybe explain to the listeners and your thoughts on, what does that mean?
Okay, but I want to use Kenosha just as a model for people to kind of see.
Okay.
So, he had a knife. It was dangerous. But you can see the video where the guy is going to his vehicle. The officer literally has his hand pulling on his shirt. So the question for people who don't understand what police brutality or people talk about is, if you are in that type of position to remove this guy from being able to get into his vehicle, is 7 shots fired necessary? Is it, and I'm not going to debate how many shots it takes to stop an assailant. But police brutality would be, of course, we saw the historic video of Rodney King. Rodney King was resisting arrest too, but did he need 6 or 7 officers beating on his head? Probably not. And then if you look at this video with Eric Gardner was violating a liberal law, which was selling loose cigarettes on a street corner, and he got placed into a chokehold. And yes, it was. So it's a matter of what type of force is necessary to apprehend the suspect? Do we really need to keep a knee on a guy for 8 minutes and 46 seconds to when he's on the ground, handcuffed, and you have 4 other officers with him? Like in Kenosha, they had 3 officers on the scene. So that guy should have never been able to even get to his car.
Well, yeah, and that's what happened, though. He got to his car even after being brought down to the ground and tased. So do you bring him down again and tase him again and bring him down again and tase him again? When do we, and this is what people have said to me, and they've said, well, when does personal accountability come in? When is it that somebody looks at a person and says, don't resist?
Well, Drew, I have 2 black sons, and I'm going to raise those 2 sons that when they get stopped by the police officer to have their driver's license, ID, everything ready, their hands on the steering wheel. And I hope you do the same. I'm sure you'll do the same.
Of course. I was taught that way, everybody. And, the idea that we should all do that, period. It doesn't matter what race you are. We should all be doing that.
Every family should have that conversation about, and I've made that suggestion to our Fort Myers Police Department that you should have some type of training seminar for how civilians should conduct themselves on traffic stops. Now, here's the thing, Drew. I don't think anybody who's protesting, certainly not those clowns who are rioting, they have no interest in
none,
in
zero, none,
Mr. Blake,
none,
zero, none. But anybody who does want justice for him, I don't think the issue is you'll never find anybody debating whether or not he resisted arrest. In most cases, people who are outraged are not outraged because they're saying the person wasn't resisting arrest. We see that. Even Eric Garner resisted arrest.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is, was the force used in the situation necessary for fatality? Yeah. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are concerned about. And you even conceded that, because I'm a faithful listener. I hope everybody else is as faithful as me as to listening. But you even conceded that with George Floyd. So it's not a situation of because George Floyd was resisting. Yeah. But the question is, we've got to find a better way to encourage our police officers and train our police officers to realize what type of force is necessary and when to cease using that force. Yeah. If this officer can grab Mr. Blake's shirt before he gets in the car, that means he doesn't feel that threatened about a knife. So if you can grab a shirt and you're within that distance, you can pull that man out of the car. You can stop him from getting to his car. Yeah, tase him again. Yeah. But you don't have to shoot somebody 7 times, Drew. Yeah. So I hope the readers understand that I'm all for law and order.
No, I do. I understand.
About bringing all these riots and these outsiders to justice who are children of affluent people. U.S. senators like Tim Kaine, look his son up. He's one of those Antifa clowns too. But there has to be some type of accountability with these police.
Nope. We just lost him. All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, we lost you for a second there, but we've got to run. All right, my friend. Always great to speak with you.
Thank you.
All right. We ran. Oh, boy, did we run long. All right. Sorry about that, Jake. Stay break 92.5 Fox News right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Amazon workers set up a guillotine outside CEO Jeff Bezos' house yesterday to protest for higher pay after his net worth exceeded $200 billion, making him one of the richest people not just in the world, but in history. The White House announces what could be a game-changing deal. It's buying 150 million rapid COVID tests from Abbott Laboratories for $750 million. The tests produce results in 15 minutes at a cost of just $5 each. And the S&P 500 continues its record-breaking streak, closing at 3,484 after the Federal Reserve said it would tolerate inflation above its 2% target. The Dow gained 160 points, the Nasdaq dropped 39. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Can Donald Trump really beat Joe Biden? Now, Blitz, a new bestseller by David Horowitz, reveals President Trump's real game plan. Blitz even predicts Trump will win in a landslide. Mark Levin calls Blitz the indispensable book of the 2020 election. It's already a New York Times bestseller. Get Blitz or check out the free offer and save $28. Just go online to blitz411.com or call 800-NEWSMAX. That's 800-NEWSMAX. Get Blitz today.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, you've heard me say it before. I'll say it again because it's that important. Our American values, they're all on the line this election. But that's not all. Your future, your retirement, your savings are also on the line. But if you take the time to prepare now, you won't have to worry about how the markets or politics or anything else may impact or affect your nest egg. So you need to call my friend Alfie Townsend at Advantage Retirement Group. Now, Alfie is a CFP professional and will make sure that no part of your financial life is overlooked when planning for retirement. Now, don't wait and see what happens. The time to prepare for whatever comes next is right now. So call Alfie Townsend right now and his team at Advantage Retirement Group today. It's 239-747-1163. That's 239-747-1163. Plan for your retirement today. Go vote in November and call Advantage Retirement Group.
Investment advisory services offered through Townsend Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor in Florida.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. One of the biggest fears a homeowner has about their home is that the air conditioning system will need to be replaced. Well, folks, it's going to happen someday, so prepare yourself for that day. The good news is, Kobe Cooling has a 100% NATE certified team of mechanics that actually fix air conditioners. When you call for service, our unique team will find your issue and fix it. Your air conditioner will need to be replaced someday, but that doesn't have to be today. You can still get those giant firms with cheap service call prices and get a sales technician to sell you a new unit, or you can hire a real NATE certified mechanic and we'll fix your system and help you plan for the next air conditioner purchase. Call 239-482-1542 for a real mechanic and not a salesman in disguise. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. Two Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash in Fort Myers at Veronica Shoemaker and Michigan Avenue is blocking 2 lanes northbound on Veronica Shoemaker. Also slowing traffic in Cape Coral, west on Tropicana heading towards Chiquita. Northbound delays on Surfside to Trafalgar. And if you're heading to Cape Coral Parkway or on the Cape Parkway, very nice right now. Heading to Cape Coral Bridge should only take you about 6 minutes from Chiquita Boulevard. The trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100 as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms, at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern as we will see more chances for rain, kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. I love these guys. I love the company. I can tell you personally, I've used them multiple times over 7 or 8 years. A company that's been in Southwest Florida since 2001. The great staff, the way they communicate, every idea that my wife had that she wanted to do with regard to painting and contracting, boom, just like that, they were on it. So what can they handle? How about anything to do with restoration or repair? Coatings, like the coating in my garage is amazing. They do over 700 clients annually. You don't have to take my word for it. They're one of the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars, and I can see why. So you're thinking about a repaint, you're thinking about your garage floor, you're thinking about some remodeling. I'm telling you, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting. So give them a call today, 239-872-2559. That's 239-872-2559. See the experience that I have had with Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, and you will say it as well. They are the best.
Hey, check this out, Southwest Florida. You know that sweet trade-in deal we've been doing here at Naples Nissan? Well, it just got sweeter. If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, guess what? Naples Nissan is going to give you the original base MSRP for it. Wait, what? Yeah, so whatever that Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, Nissan, or Honda was worth 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago is exactly what it'll be worth now, but only at Naples Nissan. Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Chevy, yep, we'll take those too. Let's see here, a brand new Nissan or that old 2012 you're driving now that needs new tires. Bluetooth, no Bluetooth. Backup camera, no backup camera. Come on, it's a no-brainer, folks. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details or come see us on Pine Ridge Road and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
The Pewter Mug, a Naples tradition since 1970, continues serving the best prime rib, steaks, seafood, and cocktails in Southwest Florida. Try one of their 8 new handcrafted Pewter Mug salads with every entree. Or for you old school muggers, you can still enjoy their famous all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar. Get yours to go with takeout or Uber Eats delivery. Next to Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs, they're open daily from 5 to 8 p.m., but with social distancing observed. The Pewter Mug, a Naples tradition for over 50 years.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. This week's theme is energy and sleep. And right now, a lot of people are dealing with massive amounts of stress and anxiety. And when that happens, it will actually cause specifically the top part of your neck to go out of alignment. That is a stress response in your spine. So when you're feeling stressed or anxious about maybe what's going on in the world today, that can actually cause your spine to go out of position. And specifically at the very top, that bone surrounds and protects the part of your brain that controls your circadian rhythm and your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep and get quality sleep. So if that's you, you're out there and you're dealing with a ton of stress and a ton of anxiety, and you want to know if there's anything to do naturally to be able to fix it, it could be as simple as getting your spine adjusted. Call us at 239-628-4899, and always remember, your power is on.
Hi, this is Kirk Cameron from My Faith Votes. This fall, Americans are faced with what may be the most important election in decades, maybe ever. If we as Christians stay home and don't vote this November, our children's future is at terrible risk. The consequences will be to unfairly shift this country's massive burdens to our children and grandchildren. Each of us can do something to make a difference. We can vote. Make the pledge to vote. Visit myfaithvotes.org today. That's myfaithvotes.org.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line streaming live on the YouTubes at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. That is right. You can subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it helps to keep us going on both Facebook and YouTube if you enjoy it. So thank you very much for that. A big thank you to everybody. Jake, it went pretty well yesterday. Our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance, in case you didn't get a chance to see it, if you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News, you can see it there. You were pretty impressed. You were like, hey, this is working out. This is pretty good. All the faces, everybody popping up, saying the pledge with our 2 World War II veterans. That's how you do it. It came out really well.
The power of the internet.
Yeah, listen, Al Gore. Thanks to Al Gore for the power of the interwebs. I'll tell you what, without Al Gore, 239-479-5592. What about without Joe Biden? Again, the president yesterday finishing up the RNC, even though there were people outside that were harassing individuals as they were going back to their hotels after the speech. No joke. You had Rand Paul who posted, and if you look all over Twitter, you see Rand Paul needing police that were pushing people away. One officer on a bike with his bike in his hands pushing these anarchists away from Rand Paul, not giving him the ability to get back to his home. I mean, was disturbing but expected, because they said they were going to do it. We know now that is the new norm for the left in this country, and Democrats own it. Democrats own it. They have had every opportunity to disavow all of this, to stop it happening in their cities, but they choose not to. And there's a lot of other things that the president brought up about Joe Biden you have to worry about.
We have spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. Biden's record is a shameful roll call of the most catastrophic betrayals and blunders in our lifetime.
Now, wait a minute. Is that fair? Like, what kind of blunders? Really, are we going to talk about blunders of Joe Biden? You got to prove it to me.
Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? I would eliminate the capital gains tax. I would raise the capital gains tax. We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. I commuted every single solitary day to Wilmington, Delaware, over 500 miles a day. 250 miles a day. There's a lot of really talented people we have out there. Kamala Harris, you got Cory Booker, you got the former mayor of Massachusetts. You got a lot of talented people.
Okay. All right, so there's a couple. Those are more bloopers than anything else, right? If you're going to be fair about it, no, it's Joe Biden. So what is the president saying about the policies in the 47 years in Washington, D.C., Joe Biden?
He has spent his entire career on the wrong side of history. Biden voted for the NAFTA disaster, the single worst trade deal ever enacted. He supported China's entry into the World Trade Organization, one of the greatest economic disasters of all time. After those Biden calamities, the United States lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs. We laid off workers in Michigan, Ohio, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and many other states. They didn't want to hear Biden's hollow words of empathy. They wanted their jobs back.
Yep. I mean, that's just a little of what the president said about Joe Biden. There's more that will play in just a bit. Maybe you have a thought and opinion on what you heard from the president yesterday. 239-479-5592. We'll get to some of your calls. I see some folks on the line right now. We'll get to. But how did? How did the left react? You want a little bit of MSNBC, CNN, how they reacted to the president's speech? Predictable, but man, they go there, do they not? Here's Joy Reid, along with the rest of the MSNBC Hate the President people there on the network. And here we go.
All I have to say is, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, Fidel Castro, Julius Caesar, Mobutu Sese Seko. That was not an American president giving an acceptance speech. That was a monarch. It was very much like what Castro used to do.
I just can't do it. I can't do it. Yes. So what you're saying is you didn't like it. Is that what you're saying? You didn't like the fireworks? There were people that were. This is no joke. Afterwards, there were fireworks. Incredible fireworks. To be honest, I've never seen fireworks. I didn't know you can explode fireworks in the air that spell out Trump 2020. Wow. And there were people that were upset about that. Oh, man, I got to find the clip where Wolf Blitzer on CNN was upset because, Democrats can't do that. Joe Biden couldn't do that. He wanted to, but he couldn't do it. No, I'm not kidding. Is it? Oh, gosh.
A blistering attack on the Democratic presidential nominee, Joe Biden, by the President of the United States.
That's what it should.
No one will be safe in Biden's America, President Trump just said.
He's right.
Repeating that theme over and over and over again.
Because it's true.
He clearly had the advantage of being the incumbent president of the United States, being able to deliver his acceptance speech at the Republican convention on the South Lawn of the White House.
It's just not fair. It's not fair, I tell you.
With about 2,000 invited guests applauding and interrupting repeatedly. There he's on the stage right now.
Joe Biden could have done the same thing with individuals. They choose not to. They didn't have him live on a stage. Don't you ask why?
His family. The fireworks are beginning to go off. Look at the advantage that an incumbent president has here in Washington. The fireworks over the Washington Monument right now, right across from the White House. There you see an impressive scene indeed. The Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, clearly could not do this.
See? The Democrat nominee couldn't do it. That's because he's not in the White House. But yeah, I'm sure that if Hillary Clinton were president of the United States. Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. If Hillary Clinton were president of the United States right now, I'm pretty sure she would never have made a speech at this moment in time from the lawn of the White House and had fireworks. No. Allison is on Fort Myers Beach. Allison, are you there?
Hey, Drew. How are you this morning?
I am great. What's on your mind this morning, Allison, on Fort Myers Beach?
Well, I'm getting ready to go home after working all night, and I was listening to you like I always do every morning.
Thank you.
And I heard the gentleman that you had on saying, how he's upset with the things and with the Black Lives Matter. And you asked him, well, what is it that you're wanting to have done? And he's saying accountability to the police. Well, in every single instance that a police officer was involved with it, they went to trial. They went and had a trial, and the one who did the poor gentleman with the can't breathe, which we all said that was horrendous and that should never have happened.
George Floyd, yeah.
Yes, he was. That is definitely guilty of murder. We all said that when we saw it, and they immediately arrested him. And he's in jail, or maybe he posted bail, but he is going to go and have a trial and have all this come out, and he will probably be sent to jail.
Well, all right, so continue, and then there's a couple of things I want to make mention of. I don't want to lose that place, but go ahead.
Yeah. But what more are they wanting us to do other than have the full force of the law come down on their heads? That is what anybody would want to happen if they have been wrongly treated, is for that other person to have the same law enforcement hold you into account as you would be held to account, isn't it?
Yeah. So a couple of things with what you said. And number one, right now we have social justice. We don't have justice under the law. That's the problem. People have decided to take it into their own hands, justice, social justice, those that would like to see the officer in the George Floyd case get the death penalty. And the problem becomes what the prosecution decides that they want to go after when they go after charges that will be just about impossible to meet when we find out from the body cam that there was resistance, that they were trying to help him, that they were trying to get him in the vehicle, George Floyd. I'm not making any excuse to say that it was okay how it ended, certainly not, but you do have to be concerned when people are ready to lay out a case before you when we don't have all the facts yet. It's the same thing that is happening in Kenosha with the officer-involved shooting in Kenosha. We don't get to hear the facts and what happened beforehand, and the warrants out for arrests, and the knife and the tasing and the bringing down, and not and then having to and then him getting back up again and going towards his vehicle, not responding to police and police trying to restrain him and not being able to do it. There are details that are missing that the social justice people out there don't care to hear. They just want their justice, period, and discussion. That's it. We have laws in this country, and we have a process, and there are people here who do not want the process to move forward. That's the issue. That they don't want the law, and all of these officers will have their day in court. Everybody will have a day in court, and we will find out what happened, and we will, and justice will be served. We have to all believe that. Otherwise, we do not have. We will have anarchy for as long as it's out there.
The other thing is that all these social justice warriors that are also, I'm on the right side and blah, blah, blah. Do they not remember the French Revolution, that all their top people that was screaming for the French Revolution, it came back and bit them in the butt? You know, Robespierre, which was one of the founders of the French Revolution with the guillotine and everything like that. Didn't he meet his fate on the guillotine also because it finally turned on him?
Well, I think, to your point, if you're a Democrat, Allison, and listen, we've got to run. I'm looking at the time. Thanks for the call. As always, call anytime, 239-479-5592. And to Allison's point, if you are a Democrat and you are silent on these anarchists and rioting in the street because you think it benefits you politically and you keep your mouth shut and don't say anything, you have another thing coming because they don't care about you either. And I think Democrats are starting to realize that. That, number one, according to Don Lemon, it's bad for the polls. It's bad for Democrats. They're going to have to address this. This doesn't look good, which is an awful case to make because then it shows that you really don't care about the American people. All you care about is your poll numbers. And on the other side of that, if you honestly think that these anarchists, these Marxists care anything about you, they don't care about Democrats, Republicans. They don't care about any rule of law. They're out to destroy the rule of law and our country as we know it. They're not on your side. And ultimately, to Allison's point, you will get the figurative guillotine, as it were. All right. Having said all of that, are you ready to go, Jake? Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. If you would like to play, we've got a spot open right now for caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. Hopefully, we'll have time to do this coming up with your calls. Let's find out what's happening with traffic right now. It's Sabrina Katz.
The crash in Fort Myers at Veronica Shoemaker and Michigan Avenue is blocking 2 lanes northbound on Veronica Shoemaker. Also slowing traffic in Cape Coral, west on Tropicana heading towards Chiquita. Northbound delays on Surfside to Trafalgar. And if you're heading to Cape Coral Parkway or on the Cape Parkway, very nice right now. Heading to Cape Coral Bridge should only take you about 6 minutes from Chiquita Boulevard. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way into the weekend, we will see temperatures in the 90s, our heat index over 100, at least for a portion of your Friday and the weekend. Scattered showers and storms are possible. Please stay cool if you're going to be out and about. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. Another day, another lawsuit. In a class action suit, 6 couples, 12 people are suing the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services over deportations thanks to the ACLU. Here's why. In order to get a green card and stay in America legally, couples have to be interviewed to determine if their marriages are on the level. It's nothing new. The process has worked like this for ages. But for some couples, the situation gets complicated when one of the spouses is found to be in the country illegally. Even though they passed the marriage interview, illegal immigrants with deportation orders are now being detained. And that's the reason for the lawsuit. The ACLU claims that agents doing their jobs detaining illegal immigrants have twisted the rules. The couples complain they feel tricked, as if they've been lured into a cruel trap just by showing up for their marriage interviews. That's because during the Obama regime, illegal immigrants got a pass. They could show up at government offices despite having broken the law, and they'd walk out of there free and clear, but not anymore. Under the Trump administration, the law is being enforced. People who break the law are finding out they are not entitled to get a pass and learning that they aren't immune from the consequences. And that is something liberals just can't tolerate. They're used to no consequences to everything, including sex, which is called abortion. Thought I'd sneak that in. Athletes nationwide talking about the relief they're getting from Level Select CBD sports creams and roll-ons from Cadenwood, the leader in CBD. Baseball legend Steve Garvey, with a National League record 1,207 consecutive games, uses Level Select CBD daily. He swears by it. Countless other athletes, including former quarterback Carson Palmer, PGA champion Ricky Fowler, find Level Select CBD helps keep them in the game. It works for them. It can work for you, too. Level Select CBD has a full line of products to choose from, all independently tested, made in the USA with 0% THC. Go to LevelSelectCBD.com. Use the promo code CBD30 for 30% off any of their CBD products. That's LevelSelectCBD.com and the promo code CBD30.
Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I was born, I got lucky. A gift, if you will. My early life was really hard for many reasons, but at the time, it really didn't seem all that hard. I had a close relationship with my brothers and sister and loads of friends. Those days of desperation and poverty led me to my job today, representing the people, not the powerful. But my job is really not a job because I never considered it work. In many ways, it's more like a public service. Now, as I age, I get to look back at all the cases and all the people and all the trials. And the best part is when I get to see you all out and about. When I pray before I sleep, I thank God for the gift I received at birth, the genuine love I have for people, all people. Maybe that's why my work never seemed like work to me. When I was born, I got lucky. I got to meet all of you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Steve in Venus. Hello, Steve.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Steve, how often are American presidential elections held? How many years? Every
4 years.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's on this question. Who was the president of the United States in the year 1990? 1990. Who was the president?
George H.W. Bush.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. How many Supreme Court justices do we have?
Currently, we have 9. Let's hope it stays there.
You never. Are you suggest packing the court, sir? Yes, that is correct. 9 on both accounts, depending on who's in office. That is 9. Yes, that is correct. All right, so let's see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1935, this president signed the Social Security bill into law. Who was that president that signed Social Security into law as a bill?
I believe it is FDR.
You believe correct, sir. Well, congratulations. You got it, Steve. Congratulations. You got a PhD on Drew's College. So you stay right there. Jake's got to speak to you about how to get that diploma. We appreciate you playing this morning on Drew's College. And Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Coming up, more audio from the RNC from last night, the president, and some other clips, how the media responded, and a little bit about the latest on coronavirus, not only here in Southwest Florida, but across the globe. But what's happening with mask mandates? It's getting a little crazy out there.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
So I gotta ask, what's stopping you? If you're one of the millions of men over the age of 50 who suffer from some form of erectile dysfunction, don't you want some solutions? Metro Men's Health offers a proven treatment program with over 85% of its clients reporting success. So are you afraid of pain, downtime, or surgery? Metro Men's Health offers no pain, no needles, no pills, no surgery, and no downtime. Instead, Metro Men's Health offers what's called focused linear compression therapy. It's a proven therapy that opens up and revitalizes your blood vessels for better blood flow. It's that simple. And since the staff is professional and understanding, there's no need for embarrassment either. So I have to ask you again, what's stopping you? Call Metro Men's Health today. Get your questions answered, meet with the doctor, understand the process, and get started. Call 239-599-9900 or go to metromenshealth.com. That's 239-599-9900 or metromenshealth.com. Metro Men's Health can help.
Hi, this is Dr. Ben Carson for My Faith Votes. What better way to influence our culture than by voting for leaders who will support biblical principles and protect our religious freedom? Fellow believers, in November, do not abandon your civic duty as a Christian to cast your vote. When making your decision on whom to vote for, I urge you to look carefully at the platforms of each candidate and put them up against the Bible. For more information on candidates and their positions, visit myfaithvotes.org today.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Now my home's weathertight and beautifully resilient.
New roof leak from old Hurricane Irma damage? Insurance claim deadline is September 9th. Call CFS now for a free roof analysis. 561-2600 or cfsroofing.com. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. Two Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash in Fort Myers at Veronica Shoemaker and Michigan Avenue is blocking 2 lanes northbound on Veronica Shoemaker. Also slowing traffic in Cape Coral, west on Tropicana heading towards Chiquita. Northbound delays on Surfside to Trafalgar. And if you're heading to Cape Coral Parkway or on the Cape Parkway, very nice right now. Heading to Cape Coral Bridge should only take you about 6 minutes from Chiquita Boulevard. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100 as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern as we will see more chances for rain kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Get a 2019 Buick Encore SUV with only 584 miles for $20,000. Practically a new car for thousands less. Or a 2004 Buick Park Avenue with only 56,000 miles. Florida condo car for $6,500. With over 300 vehicles, visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Why pay more for a used car or truck when Galliana Kia in Fort Myers can sell you a new car for less? 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24 months lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 assigned plus tax title dealer and acquisition. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires Month end.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm going to say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig. With the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. And with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward. Help your business to bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business, starting at $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to comcastbusiness.com today to find out more. Offer ends 10/21/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad to see you. You look fantastic on this Jake Day, Friday Jake Day. We are so happy you're here. 239-479-5592. Streaming live on YouTube, on the tubes at Drew Steele Radio. You just go to the search bar, you type in Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, Steele. And you go there and you subscribe. It's free, so that this way you'll get an alert. You'll know when we are live, and you can watch on Facebook or YouTube. And we do appreciate it because this is what helps to keep us going. Jake Day, how's Jake doing on this Jake Day? Jake the Millennial. It's a pretty good Jake Day today. Feeling pretty good, right, Jake?
Yeah, it's a pretty good Jake Day.
It's a pretty good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Last night, the end of the RNC, and it was better than good for a lot of people who had a chance to listen to the president last night, and we will play some of the audio coming up. I was perusing, if you will, the cesspool known as Twitter and other social media places. Look, it is what it is. We know what's out there. But I cannot tell you how many people that I promise that this day, throughout the afternoon, or the morning and the afternoon, that you will hear on this station with the personalities that are on this program, how you will hear many people say what I've been reading, which is this. People had doubts about Donald Trump as president of the United States, who he is as a person, his family, what he believes about the country, and the expectations and what they thought in 2016, and how they are sorry about the way that he was treated, how some treated him, and the view in 2016 as opposed to who he is today, what he believes about the country, what he wants to do, what he has been doing, and what the next 4 years would bring if he were to have that ability to lead the country. And they were wrong in 2016, and they admit it. And I cannot tell you how many accounts I was reading. Wow, I was wrong. I have to admit, where we are today in the country, and I want you to take a second and think about this before we start to play some of the audio today. Think about what you were concerned about in 2016. If you were someone, and listen, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people who Donald Trump was not their first choice. They knew or thought they knew who he was and how they were not sure whether he was going to be conservative, whether or not he was going to lead as a conservative, whether or not he was going to protect our religious freedoms, whether he was going to show a love for country that we all have and share, that what he would do moving forward with policy would be something that would be advantageous to everyone, and people from every race, from every faith, would come to see that the policies benefit all to the point where they want to be on the same platform and have a platform to tell you that no one has talked about and delivered the way this president has for me personally, for my community. I can give you examples. One is Alice Johnson, who had a riveting speech. Alice Marie Johnson, freed by the president, if you remember, the grandmother whose prison sentence was commuted by the president after Kim Kardashian intervened on her behalf. I'm going to have to play this speech. You have to hear it. And the impassioned speech by Alice Marie Johnson, which, again, across the board for many people in many different areas, how this president has delivered, and it's not talk, it's action and deeds. And that, I think, is the legacy of this president. And another 4 years could be incredible. And the things that the president has been able to do with the force of a media and the left in this country who is against him since day one and continues to be, with Russian collusion hoaxes that have fallen apart, with impeachment that has fallen apart. Notice nobody mentioned impeachment during the DNC because it's not politically expedient. A lot of the things they didn't bring up, including love and respect for the flag and for the country.
As long as I am president, we will defend the absolute right of every American citizen to live in security, dignity, and peace. If the Democrat Party wants to stand with anarchists, agitators, rioters, looters, and flag burners, that is up to them. But I, as your president, will not be a part of it. The Republican Party will remain the voice of the patriotic heroes who keep America safe and salute the American flag.
Now, you hear that, you listen to that, and you agree. Of course, you know that. But there are Democrats and there are independents who hear that and have heard that in the past and said, don't give me that. Republicans, the GOP, you're not the party of this country. We are just as patriotic as you are. We love this country just as much as you do. And don't even start to use that. Don't even start to put that out there as if we don't love the country. Until today, when people see what's happening on the streets, know which cities it's happening in and who's running those cities, which political party, what they refuse to do to stop the anarchy, what they have said in their own words about what they think about the country and what they want to do. And I'm going to play some audio coming up on that. But I think it's starting to resonate. Listen to some, again, here we go. C-SPAN, here they are. C-SPAN with the phone numbers for their viewers to call in, to comment on the president's speech and the RNC and the Republican Party and the president and whether you will vote for him or not. Here we go.
David in Belen, New Mexico on our Support President Trump line. Good evening. David, we want to ask specifically what the phrase, "Make America Great Again," means to you.
Oh, hey, thank you for putting me on. After watching this and then listening to him and both parties talk, when you say make America great again, the thing that sticks with me is, the rights and the freedoms that we have and we've just taken so for granted. And when I listen to both parties, and I'm a longtime Democrat, born and raised, but when you listen to both these parties talk in last week's convention and they don't talk about what's been going on, and when I talk about that, the destruction of the cities and no respect for the law, and always raised to have that respect, and it's so gone from my party. And after watching tonight, I said, I'm going to wait for debates, but I'm not. I mean, I have made up my mind. I am definitely going to go for, Donald Trump.
There is a lifelong Democrat going for the president because he sees what you see and what the Democrat Party sees. And he's tired of it. And he knows which party is the one that loves the country, that supports the Constitution, and supports law and order and which one does not. And you can't deny it. And he said he's waiting for the debates. Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, there's somebody who says, hold on a second, I don't know if we should have debates now. Oh, really? Who would say that? Then why do you suppose they would say it? We'll have that and audio of Democrats in their own words telling you, the American people, what they want to do and plan to do if Joe Biden becomes president of the United States. This isn't preaching to the choir, everybody. This is you listening, hearing it for yourself, and then having that ammunition, if you will, for the conversations that you will inevitably have, I said it right, with those that may agree with you. But you never know who's listening. When you're in that restaurant, when you're talking to friends, you never know who's listening in on that call to hear the things that you will get to reinforce and maybe change a heart and a mind like that Democrat on C-SPAN. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute right now. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in North Fort Myers at Old Bayshore Road in State Road 31 is slowing traffic southbound on State Road 31 heading to Bayshore Road. Also, Lehigh Acres commuters, a crash at Bell Boulevard and Meadow Road. This is slowing traffic for about 1 mile southbound to 82. The best way to hop around this, Homestead or Columbus Boulevard, both are fully up to speed. And I-75 is wonderful right now, so that's a sigh of relief if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way into the weekend, we will see temperatures in the 90s, our heat index over 100, at least for a portion of your Friday and the weekend. Scattered showers and storms are possible. Please stay cool if you're going to be out and about. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Summer clearance event going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $329 per month. New Ram Bighorn Crew Cab lease, $319 per month. That's right, award-winning Ram trucks, $319 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Summer clearance event featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs for $319 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax, tag title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
It's Justin with Powerhouse. With all the craziness in the world today, the last thing you want to be concerned with is your home's safety during hurricane season. Here at Powerhouse, we've empowered thousands of customers with peace of mind knowing their home is safe when Mother Nature knocks on their door. Our goal is to empower all of Southwest Florida with that same comfort. That is why we're offering a $250 off coupon on our storm protection package. When it comes to home generators, when it comes to electrical service, nobody does more than us. Visit us today at powerhouseswfl.com. That's powerhouseswfl.com.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. This week's theme is energy and sleep. And right now, a lot of people are dealing with massive amounts of stress and anxiety. And when that happens, it will actually cause specifically the top part of your neck to go out of alignment. That is a stress response in your spine. So when you're feeling stressed or anxious about maybe what's going on in the world today, that can actually cause your spine to go out of position. And specifically at the very top, that bone surrounds and protects the part of your brain that controls your circadian rhythm and your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep and get quality sleep. So if that's you, you're out there and you're dealing with a ton of stress and a ton of anxiety, and you want to know if there's anything to do naturally to be able to fix it, it could be as simple as getting your spine adjusted. Call us at 239-628-4899, and always remember, your power is on.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. There's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Denny Grimes with Keller Williams Naples. Look, the only thing more expensive than hiring an expert is hiring an amateur. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice. Call Denny Grimes about his guarantees today at 489-HOME. That's 489-HOME, or online it's 489home.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
I myself, just don't tell anybody I told you this, especially don't tell Joe Biden. I don't think that there should be any debates. I do not think that the President of the United States has comported himself in a way that anybody should, and that has any association with truth, evidence, data, and facts. I wouldn't bowl of doggy do.
All right, so let me get this straight. So Nancy Pelosi now is saying, I don't think there should be any debates. No debates because Donald Trump, right? Does anybody honestly believe that? Even Joe Biden's like, oh, I'm debating Donald Trump. You might say that I shouldn't do it, but I'm doing it. According to Market Watch, Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden said he'll debate the president ahead of the November elections, publicly rejecting calls by some members of his party. Not some members, Nancy Pelosi. That's some member, everybody. That's not just somebody. That's somebody. So she says, yeah, Joe shouldn't do it. Joe shouldn't do it because of what Trump will say, not about the fact that he will show once again, to the American people how inept he is and how there's a reason why they keep him in the basement. As sad as that is. Wow. All right. Well, we'll talk about that because Nancy said other things as well along with that. We'll play the audio coming up. And more from the RNC the last day yesterday. We'll have it all coming up. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue, a lot of you know about. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 239-992-2626, 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, you've heard me say it before. I'll say it again because it's that important. Our American values, they're all on the line this election. But that's not all. Your future, your retirement, your savings are also on the line. But if you take the time to prepare now, you won't have to worry about how the markets or politics or anything else may impact or affect your nest egg. So you need to call my friend Alfie Townsend at Advantage Retirement Group. Now, Alfie is a CFP professional and will make sure that no part of your financial life is overlooked when planning for retirement. Now, don't wait and see what happens. The time to prepare for whatever comes next is right now. So call Alfie Townsend right now and his team at Advantage Retirement Group today. It's 239-747-1163. That's 239-747-1163. Plan for your retirement today. Go vote in November and call Advantage Retirement Group.
Investment advisory services offered through Townsend Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor in Florida.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
New roof leak from old Hurricane Irma damage? Insurance claim deadline is September 9th. Call CFS now for a free roof analysis. 561-2600 or cfsroofing.com. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Slider Man, Slider Man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider Man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider Man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider Man.
Call Slider Man toll free, 866-594-1969.
News. I'm Chris Foster. Fireworks spelling out Trump 2020 over the Washington Monument close out the Republican National Convention after the president's speech accepting the party's nomination.
We will make America stronger. We will make America prouder. And we will make America greater than ever before.
He campaigns in New Hampshire today. A 17-year-old being charged with the murder of 2 people during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin is due in court today. Those protests are over police shooting a black man in the back Sunday.
The father of Jacob Blake Jr. says his son is handcuffed to his hospital bed, even though he's paralyzed from the waist down after being shot by Kenosha, Wisconsin police. Jacob Blake Sr. expressing his frustration to the Chicago Sun-Times, saying, in his words, he can't go anywhere. Why do you have him cuffed to the bed?
Fox's Carmen Roberts. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. 2 Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in North Fort Myers at Old Bayshore Road in State Road 31 is slowing traffic southbound on State Road 31 heading to Bayshore Road. Also, Lehigh Acres commuters, a crash at Bell Boulevard and Meadow Road. This is slowing traffic for about 1 mile southbound to 82. The best way to hop around this, Homestead or Columbus Boulevard, both are fully up to speed. And I-75 is wonderful right now, so that's a sigh of relief if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. That's Trip to the Minute Traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100 as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms, at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern as we will see more chances for rain kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
1 hour air conditioning and heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844 1 hour.
When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig. Bounce forward on a network that helps keep connected devices protected. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Do you own a home with a tile or shingle roof? Do you live between Port Charlotte and Marco Island? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson with Williamson Brothers Roofing. If you answered yes to either question, it's very likely your roof suffered damage from Hurricane Irma that's not visible from the ground, and you may very well be entitled to a new roof for little or no money out of pocket. But you only have a 3-year window to make a claim, and time is running out. If you have a tile or shingle roof and live between Port Charlotte and Marco Island, call us at 239-283-2013. It's a free, no-obligation inspection that can benefit you in the form of a new roof. Williamson Brothers Roofing, we deal with the insurance carrier for you. Call us at 239-283-2013. Again, time is running out. Call us at 239-283-2013. Williamson Brothers Roofing specializes in the claims process. We have experts standing by. We get claims approved. 239-283-2013.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592. There is the talk and text line streaming live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. All you have to do is you go to YouTube, you type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and then please subscribe while you're there in the channel. Helps to keep us going on Facebook and YouTube. Coming up, some pandemic news that may interest you that has to do with not only what is happening with the latest on coronavirus, but the latest on voting in person. Some interesting news from Just the News, an article that we're going to talk about in just a second. But I do want to remind everybody that we have been talking about my concerns, and I know because I talked to you about your concerns, that we all communicate how much we back the blue, how much we care and respect our officers, law enforcement here in Southwest Florida and across the country, especially with everything that is happening in the news right now. We all understand what is going on. And I wanted to take time this week and make mention of officers out there and what they do each and every day, and to let them know that we are thinking about them and that we honor their service. But at the same time, I always think it's important, too, to recognize that these are our friends, these are our neighbors, these are family members, and we don't do that enough to meet the individuals and who they are and keep the politics out of it. I'm not even asking about their political affiliation. I don't want to know anything about that. All I want to know is about them. And so I've been fortunate this week to be able to speak with law enforcement around Southwest Florida. Today, I believe we have Sergeant Gabe Rose, who's on with us right now, and started with LCSO in 2012. Is that right?
Yes, sir. And Drew, I just want to say thank you so much for having us on and recognizing us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, obviously. And so, Gabe, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm currently been in the Sheriff's Office, obviously, since 2012. I'm from Lee County. I've been here since basically middle school, through high school, and then I went off for college. I've been back here after the academy and got married. Been actually coming up on our year anniversary. So, yep.
Very nice. Very nice. Where did you go to college?
It's actually in Tennessee, called Lee University.
Nice. Fantastic. All right. And so now you're married.
Yes,
it's been a year you've been married, and so that's fun. There's a lot of fun. When you're married, you know the things in life, and you know the things about marriage. And I kind of joke with you a little bit about that. It's early on, you got a lot of things that are going to be popping up, and it's all good. It's all good. Trust me, life is a good thing when you're married. There's no doubt, especially if you're getting along with the in-laws. That's the big thing. You always got to make sure. So
of course, they're great people.
So yes, they are. You heard, we got that on video. We got that on audio. Okay, good. All right, good stuff. So some of the other things too. Tell me about what your day is like each day, Gabe.
Yeah, so I actually just recently transferred to what's called our public information office. So on a day-to-day, I deal with the media inquiries that are coming in, about active scenes that we have or scenes that occurred maybe overnight, and also requests from the public that come in about questions within our agency that we would just deal with within our public information office.
All right, sure. And so how did you come about this decision to work in law enforcement?
It was really since I was a little kid, and I think most kids, if it's an astronaut, for me, it was a law enforcement officer since I was a little kid, and I kept that throughout my whole life. I always said it. I wanted to be a law enforcement officer, and that's exactly what I did. After college, went to the academy, and then came back here to Lee County, where my family is. Mm-hmm. I'm actually the youngest of 13, so... Wait.
You're the youngest of 13?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes. It's amazing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
So maybe I need to talk to you, Gabe, about this, because it's just the two of us talking. Here we go. You ready? Just me and you. So my son, okay? My son, I'm not kidding. I wish I could take a picture of him right now, because he's going to come out of the bedroom in just a little bit with his sheriff's office cap on. Wears it all the time. This is his thing now. He is, when he's outside, he's making sure that among the kids that are in the neighborhood, he's keeping the peace among the kids. Gabe, is what he's doing. Sometimes they fight about little things and they argue, and he's keeping the peace. He's so
that's awesome. So
I feel like my son is on the path the way you were. So. What was it? Were there moments in time where you thought about other things and then it came back? It just naturally came back to law enforcement for you? Is that? I'm just trying to get a gauge here, Gabe, because I'm feeling like your life is going to mimic my son's.
Absolutely, it was really that was me since I was a kid, and my family would tell you too that they were like, yeah, that's Gabe. That's what Gabe always wanted to do as a kid, always running around. with the gun belt on and with the toy guns and the little cap. And, it's funny, my little nephew's the same way. Every time, he comes into town, he wants to sit in my place and hang out. And it's great.
Yeah, because for my son, it's been the two things that come up are he loves to help others, he loves to serve, and he loves to keep the peace. Like he's the peacemaker, right? He's the one that wants to be there and is like, no, this is okay. This is where you got this and you've got this and everything is fine. All right, let's get back to playing, like that kind of thing. So he's got this.
Absolutely. Ever since I was young, I just wanted to help others and and then just put bad guys in jail.
No doubt, I get it. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate a few minutes of your time today. We just want to let you know that we're thinking about you and that we support you and all the best today. Sergeant Gabe Rose joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News from the LCSO. And we'll speak soon. All right, sir.
Sir, thank you so much once again. We really appreciate it.
All right. All the best. 239-479-5592. No, I'm not kidding. The problem right now for me with my son is I can't get a photo of him, and without that, he's got the hat on all the time. I can't. He'll wear if we go I promise you that if over the weekend we went somewhere where he would have to wear a suit jacket and we would dress up, he would come out of the room with the hat on. So it's awesome, to be quite honest. 239-479-5592. Some things are not so awesome. Maybe some of what we have been hearing lately with this mail-in voting situation, the vote in person that we can't do because of the pandemic. I had yesterday at 8 o'clock, David Rivkin, who had an article in the Wall Street Journal, how the left in this country, how Democrats, unfortunately, are probably planning on their way to make it so that we would have chaos come November 3rd. And I would encourage you to go back if you didn't have a chance to see the show. You can go back to our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and you can listen to that portion of the program once again at 8 o'clock, where we talked about how there are dates that are certain. November 3rd, Election Day, December 14th, the day that electors have to pick the president, and then the inauguration day of January 20th. These cannot be changed, these dates. And boy, if you can do anything and everything to disrupt the process and to make it seem like there were those that are out there that were disenfranchised from the vote, and that there are ballots that are sitting there in a warehouse someplace and they have to be counted. And we don't know where they came from or what day they came, or they're not postmarked. It doesn't matter. If you can disrupt the process enough, you can have states like Florida or Wisconsin or any state that you can imagine where electors may not be able to, because of the disruption, say for certain who it is that is going to be the president in that state, and thereby they would forfeit those electoral college votes. I mean, the things that could possibly happen you would never imagine in your wildest dreams. And there are only a couple of things that could disrupt that. And this is one of them. And why I encourage you to vote in person. And don't tell us that it's safe enough to go to Publix, and it's safe enough to go to a Starbucks, and it's safe enough to go to a lot of different places. We have things, movie theaters and entertainment that's opening up here in Southwest Florida, in the state already today. We're hearing about that. Don't give us this, well, you can't vote in person. Impossible. No, it's not. It's not. It's the same thing with schools. The evidence when it comes to our kids and being in class. We can't do it. It's a dangerous place. Really, is it really a dangerous place to be? Because I have tons of evidence. Why don't you ask me? I'll show you the evidence to show the studies around the globe of places that have opened up schools where they don't have super spreader situations, and they don't have kids that are, and even teachers for that matter, that are catching this virus and are hospitalized and dying. It's not happening. It's not, the evidence is not there. You care about science and data? Some of you have been talking about that. Well, we have the science and data, so don't say that. Well, here's how you beat back what I just said. And Just the News has the article, and maybe this is what's going to happen, but it's certainly the way that will put an end to that idea. A majority of voters now plan to vote in person this year despite the pandemic poll finds. Just over a third plan to vote by mail, a significant increase from past years, but a solid majority of registered U.S. voters plan to vote in person during the presidential election this year, despite the pandemic that has kept Americans away from public places and large gatherings, according to a new Just the News daily poll with Scott Rasmussen. 6 out of every 10 voters plan to cast their ballots at a polling place in November, 33% by mail, just 7% undecided. Now, there's still enough there in that number to make it tricky, because it doesn't take a lot. Just imagine if you have a state, maybe it's not Florida, it could be any state that is a swing state, let's say, and the difference could be 5,000 votes, 500 votes in certain districts, certain areas. And that's all it would take for those that want to, I don't know, Democrats, to cause havoc, to suddenly find 1,000 votes out there that haven't been counted, that maybe haven't been counted because they came in later, they weren't postmarked, all the legal reasons why. But no, these are disenfranchised voters. You can't do that. Yes, you can. To them, you can't. And they'll lawyer up and make the case. The more people we get to vote in person, the less of an opportunity that they would have. And the more people you turn out, you that's watching me right now on YouTube, listening, the more people that you can turn out to make sure that they vote and then vote in person, the less opportunity the left will have to try to disrupt and do something devious and outrageous. And they will, because it's the only way they could win. It's all they have. It's disturbing, but if you want to argue the point, maybe you're a Democrat, go right ahead, give it a shot. 239-479-5592 right now, as we do each and every day, 6:50 a.m., 7:50 a.m. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. For questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD right now. Have a little bit of fun with you. Caller number 5. We'll take your call now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow in Fort Myers on 6 Mile heading west of Metro to 41. The average speed is only at about 7 miles per hour. So go ahead and hop around that and just stick to Daniels Parkway. Also, there is slowing traffic from the crash in Lehigh at Bell Boulevard and Meadow. Just a slight delay, though, heading north of State Road 82. The crash at Old Bayshore Road and State Road 31 is causing a delay southbound on 31 heading to Bayshore Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way into the weekend, we will see temperatures in the 90s, our heat index over 100, at least for a portion of your Friday and the weekend. Scattered showers and storms are possible. Please stay cool if you're going to be out and about. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Hey, check this out, Southwest Florida. You know that sweet trade-in deal we've been doing here at Naples Nissan? Well, it just got sweeter. If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, guess what? Naples Nissan is going to give you the original base MSRP for it. Wait, what? Yeah, so whatever that Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, Nissan, or Honda was worth 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago is exactly what it'll be worth now, but only at Naples Nissan. Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Chevy, yep, we'll take those too. Let's see here, a brand new Nissan or that old 2012 you're driving now that needs new tires. Bluetooth, no Bluetooth. Backup camera, no backup camera. Come on, it's a no-brainer, folks. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details or come see us on Pine Ridge Road and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey guys, did you hear the good news about our boys at National Exterminators?
Yeah, boss. You mean about the $46 hip fee?
Yeah, and National Exterminators just hired an old-school killer.
Bugsy the Roach, Rats so the rat, Tony the termite, and the anthill mob better worry.
I'm gonna put a big bounty on them now. Hello, National Exterminators. Get me the masked man.
Hi-ho, Silver! Yes, Godfather. Me and my trusted partner Pronto will get it done fast. Hey, Pronto, the Godfather just called, and we have to wipe out the gang of critters out west.
Out west? West of what, Kimosabi?
West of Miami, of course. Hi-ho, Silver! Low prices today!
It's me, Ranzo. I think we're done. The Lone Ranger and Pronto from National Exterminators has his corner.
Want to whack your gang of pests for only $46? Just call the boys at National Exterminators. Dial 239-46-NO-BUG and at 46nobug.com.
The National Exterminators.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow. We at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Norris. Norris is in Fort Myers. Good morning, Norris.
Good morning.
Well, it's good to hear from you. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We're going to see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready for your associate's degree question, sir?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
All right, and I hope that's good and ready.
I would sure hope so, too.
Okay. All right, here we go. Who was the vice president of the United States in the year 2018? Who was the vice president in 2018?
2018? That sounds like Mike Pence.
It does. It does. That sounds exactly like Mike Pence. You're correct, sir. All right, you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you name the 2 major political parties in the United States?
The Republican and Democrat.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's degree. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. The highest court in the United States of America is?
The Supreme Court.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Do you know who the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is? Who's the Chief?
John Roberts.
John Roberts is right. That's awesome. Congratulations, Norris. Look at you. You're even answering my questions. It's almost like they're coming out of my mouth, and I haven't even said it yet, and you're already answering the questions.
All right, it's my lucky day.
It is your lucky day. Congratulations. You got a PhD. I'm sure once you get that PhD, you'll hang it prominently somewhere in your home, correct?
I sure will.
All right. Do you have a preference as to where?
Probably my bedroom.
Sure. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Okay. A lot of rooms in the house. Bedrooms.
No, not really. You only got a 1-bedroom condominium.
So. All right. Well, there. Okay. Well, then it's a good one. All right. We got to run, Norris. Congratulations. Stay on. Jake's going to speak to you about getting that diploma, and you were right all along, sir.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Why? Why pay more for a used car or truck when Galliana Kia in Fort Myers can sell you a new car for less? 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24 months, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 road sign plus tax title dealer and acquisition. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires Monday.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
It's time to clean out your files and finally get rid of that mountain of paper. Collier County residents can bring 20 pounds of documents for free shredding. The shredding event takes place the first Saturday of every month at a recycling center near you. The next event is Saturday, September 5th. Shredding trucks will be on site from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Naples, North Collier, and Northeast Collier. Here's your chance to get rid of old confidential documents for free. For more details, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycle.
92.5 Fox News.
When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig. Bounce forward on a network that helps keep connected devices protected. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. Two Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is very slow in Fort Myers on 6 Mile heading west of Metro to 41. The average speed is only at about 7 miles per hour. So go ahead and hop around that and just stick to Daniels Parkway. Also, there is slowing traffic from the crash in Lehigh at Bell Boulevard and Meadow. Just a slight delay, though, heading north of State Road 82. The crash at Old Bayshore Road and State Road 31 is causing a delay southbound on 31 heading to Bayshore Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100 as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern as we will see more chances for rain, kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, DC at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
New roof leak from old Hurricane Irma damage? Insurance claim deadline is September 9th. Call CFS now for a free roof analysis. 561-2600 or cfsroofing.com. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Thinking about new kitchen and bathroom countertops? Rock Solid's full granite slabs starting at $499, quartz $599, remnants starting at $150 means now is the time to save at Rock Solid. Rock Solid is a worldwide importer. Certified fabricators, installers, true artisans, and craftsmen. Shop direct. Don't get caught by hidden costs and delays from the big box stores. Call Rock Solid 239-596-7676. On the web, rocksolidnaples.com. Installation in about a week.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on YouTube. Here we are each and every day at YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, to be exact. You go to YouTube, you type in Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, and subscribe. That keeps us going on Facebook and on YouTube, both on this Jake Day, where it is over now. The RNC has finished up with the president. Amazing speeches. And what did we get yesterday? Here's what we got, in case you missed it. I'm going to play some of the audio coming up, but I cannot believe that after all is said and done, when Democrats, left-leaning media is trying to, in some way, convince Democrats that you're going to have to take a side on the rioting and the looting and the anarchists that are out there. You're going to have to take a side and show the American people that you are not for anarchy. And when the president says we are not, We are not going to allow this to take place. If the Democrat Party wants to stand with anarchists, agitators, rioters, looters, flag burners, that's up to them. But I, as your president, will not be part of it. What did they do? Well, I'm looking at video right now. Just a couple of minutes ago, Dan Bongino, who was there at the White House for the president's speech, tweets out, when you witness the violent leftist mob up close, you realize how genuinely corrupt the lib media really is. There were no protesters surrounding the White House last night. There were, however, legions of racist, violent mob members accosting innocent people as they left. And I'm witnessing, and all you need to do is go on the Twitterverse and you'll see them for yourself. Running up to people. I can't even play the audio because all it is just a bunch of cussing and it would just be background noise with a bunch of bleeping. But there they were running in the face of those that were leaving yesterday, the speech from the White House, running up to them. Rand Paul actually had to have police escort him because they were getting ready to be violent. He was even saying on his Twitter account, got attacked by an angry mob of over 100. You can witness it for yourself. 1 block from the White House. Thanks to the police in D.C. for literally saving our lives from a crazed mob. This is happening. This is going on right now as we speak. I'm looking at the video of Rand Paul being surrounded. And one officer with a bicycle, holding a bicycle up, trying to push these rioters out of the way, trying to attack Rand Paul. It was absolutely disgusting. It's completely... and again, the one thing that you're going to have to find out, and the one thing that we're going to have to discover, is whether or not Democrats are willing to stand up and say, no, not in my country, not in our country, not here, not anywhere. Law and order rules the day and does it. And the president had that message of unification and wants to know about Democrats.
So tonight I say to all Americans, this is the most important election in the history of our country.
It is.
There has never been such a difference between two parties or two individuals in ideology, philosophy, or vision than there is right now.
He's right. He's absolutely right. And then when it comes to law and order, the president was saying last night, again...
Biden is a Trojan horse for socialism. If Joe Biden doesn't have the strength to stand up to wild-eyed Marxists like Bernie Sanders and his fellow radicals, and there are many, we see them all the time, it's incredible actually, then how is he ever going to stand up for you? He's not. The most dangerous aspect of the Biden platform is the attack on public safety. The Biden-Bernie manifesto calls for abolishing cash bail, immediately releasing 400,000 criminals onto the streets and into your neighborhoods. When asked if he supports cutting police funding, Joe Biden replied, yes, absolutely. When Congresswoman Ilhan Omar called the Minneapolis Police Department a cancer that is rotten to the root, Biden wouldn't disavow her support and reject her endorsement. He proudly displayed it shortly later on his website.
Is that true? You want to fact check all of that? You should fact check all of that, media. Go ahead, lib media, fact check it because it's true and you know it. It's there. And again, as I'm looking at protesters in front of St. John's Church last night chanting, if we don't get it, that's justice, burn it down. And there they are you, Joe Biden, and your voters agreeing with this. Those Joe Biden voters, apparently, who have no problem burning down a church. What do you say about that? Are you all on board with that? Because you're going to have to define what you are and are not for on the streets of American cities right now. You're going to have to do it.
Displayed it in big letters. Make no mistake, if you give power to Joe Biden, the radical left will defund police departments all across America. They will pass federal legislation to reduce law enforcement nationwide. They will make every city look like Democrat-run Portland, Oregon. No one will be safe in Biden's America. My administration will always stand with the men and women of law enforcement.
And you have to, as president from last night and his speech, the RNC speech, you're going to have to decide on the left whether or not this is something that you agree with the president, that maybe, the amazing thing to me is that we hear all the time that we got to have politicians that are willing to reach across the aisle and get along. And this is how the process needs to move forward, which, of course, I say, no, we destroy your ideology because your ideology is of destruction of the Constitution and our founding. And so there is no crossing the aisle. But if there were crossing the aisle, wouldn't you imagine that this is the one thing that you would shake a hand with the president and say, yeah, I agree with you on that? Yeah, we can't defund police. We see what's happening, the anarchy on the streets, and I'm not for this. I'm for the protecting of my cities, of my counties, of my towns, of my citizens. I'm with you 100%. Can't do it. And then you have to ask why. Is it all politics? Is it the kind of nonsense that we hear? The kind of things that you would expect from, for example, the left in this country that hated the speech. It's Joy Reid and MSNBC, and you got to hate the president. And
all I have to say is, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, Fidel Castro, Julius Caesar, Mobutu Sese Seko. That was not an American president giving an acceptance speech. That was a monarch.
Really? Was it really? Okay, there you go. The hyperbolic statements, the vitriol, everything you were expecting, you got yesterday. You got Nancy Pelosi, who was like, listen, not only do I want to make sure that Joe Biden, if it's up to me, does not have a debate with the president of the United States. No, we don't want any debates. It's up to me. I got to talk to Joe about this.
I myself, just don't tell anybody I told you this.
Yeah.
Especially don't tell Joe Biden. I don't think that there should be any debate.
No, there shouldn't be any debates. Joe Biden shouldn't have any debates because of the president, because the president's bad and it's skullduggery. That's all it's going to be. It won't be about policy or politics or the fact that Joe Biden can barely figure out what room he's in.
Not a joke.
Oh, don't be like that. Say something better than
Corn
that.
Pop was a bad dude.
That makes sense. But Nancy Pelosi also on the political side said this. Oh, I love this part. Look, I want you to know where Nancy Pelosi and Democrats stand as we move forward in this election. Listen to this.
And in fact, when we win this election, and we have a new president of the United States in January, and we have a new secretary of the Treasury, and Richie Neal asked for the president's returns, then the world will see what the president has been hiding all of this time.
There you go. So 2 things out of that. So Nancy Pelosi is letting people know that, hey, we're going after Trump after the election. We're going to get those tax returns when we're in power. Number 1, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not going to bother at all with Donald Trump after the election if they win. And the second thing is she says that because she wants Democrats to believe that that's what's going to happen and make that the reason why. Look, if you wanted to get this president, we know it's in the tax returns. We've gone through this, a bunch of times with MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and tax returns, and we got them, and the gotchas and still no gotchas, but we got them this time. We'll get them. Yeah. Not only are they not going to, but they're only saying it because they're trying to get the votes of Democrats, not on policy, but on these gotchas against the president, again, because it's all you have. And when you hear what Democrats want to do, and let's remember, and this was a great ad. I think this was the RNC that put this together. Just to give you an idea of what Democrats are saying, what they have been saying, what they said at the DNC, the Zoom meeting otherwise known as the DNC, what they did say and are saying and have been saying, may I remind you what they would like to see this country look like.
Welcome to the 2020 Democratic National Convention.
We're talking about abolishing the police. We're talking about abolishing ICE.
We're talking about abolishing prisons.
This future that we all want, that we're all trying to build, really is about the destruction of capitalism.
Many of the ideas we fought for, that just a few years ago were considered radical, are now mainstream.
America, if you don't get your act together, you may well go to hell.
Why can't folks imagine a world without the cops? Why can't folks imagine a world without prisons?
I've never felt American. I don't know the Pledge of Allegiance. Those are not my systems.
You may rise or kneel if you are able for your preference.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible.
One nation, indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all, someday.
It is absolutely our party in this moment.
It's their party in the moment. That is a video from the RNC, not in the RNC's words, not Republicans' words, but Democrats in their own words. That's all you need to know. And again, when people text me and I see and people call, and it's preaching to the choir, Drew. Why are you preaching to the choir? Because in your conversations, you're going to need to know this. You're going to need to hear this audio. You're going to need to tuck this away. You're going to need to revisit the YouTube page, Drew Steele Radio, watch and listen once again to this program, to hear these clips of audio, to make a mental note of it so that when you are talking to people, not only friends, but others that you may want to have a discussion, a peaceful discussion about politics. I don't know if that's possible, but you may. That you need to be armed with all of these receipts, all of these facts, all of the things that they say in their own words. And if you do have a conversation, and by the way, Jake, let's go to break right now. If you do have a conversation with somebody that you know, remember that you never, ever know who's listening in on your conversation. You don't know who's sitting and listening at the booth next to you in a restaurant. You don't know who's standing in line at Starbucks. You don't know who's there in the grocery store. You don't know who's listening. And that person may have their heart and mind changed by the conversation that you have that they don't hear otherwise. Don't ever forget that. Okay, before we go to break, a big thank you to everybody for being part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance yesterday. Our 2 World War II veterans leading us in the pledge. And thank you to everybody who joined us on the Zoom meeting. If you want to see a portion of it, you can go to youtube.com/925 Fox News. It's there. You can see it happening. Big thank you. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. It was awesome. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow in Fort Myers on 6 Mile heading west of Metro to 41. The average speed is only at about 7 miles per hour. So go ahead and hop around that and just stick to Daniels Parkway. Also, there is slowing traffic from the crash in Lehigh at Bell Boulevard and Meadow. Just a slight delay, though, heading north of State Road 82. The crash at Old Bayshore Road and State Road 31 is causing a delay southbound on 31 heading to Bayshore Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today and all the way into the weekend, we will see temperatures in the 90s, our heat index over 100, at least for a portion of your Friday and the weekend. Scattered showers and storms are possible. Please stay cool if you're going to be out and about. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Hello, Southwest Florida. I'm Anthony with the American Tradesman Show, and my guest, Gerald Prevet from B&K Water Extraction and Mold Services, and his brother, Brian Prevet from Prevet Plumbing, and my partner, Juan Silva from American Electrical. Join us each week, Saturday mornings between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., where we talk about something new in the construction field, educating you on anything with the new codes, new requirements, and also the materials and the products that we use on these shows. So we look forward to you listening to our show. God bless America and Semper Fi.
Hoorah! Has the little blue pill let you down?
Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
When you get a call from a top NBA player who was injured in a car crash by a drunk driver and faces a career-ending injury, you know you must bring your A game. And you also feel grateful that your reputation as the world's largest injury firm, with hundreds and hundreds of verdicts and billions in recoveries for our clients, has been recognized. Results matter, reputation matters, choices matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Hey, check this out, Southwest Florida. You know that sweet trade-in deal we've been doing here at Naples Nissan? Well, it just got sweeter. If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, guess what? Naples Nissan is going to give you the original base MSRP for it. Wait, what? Yeah, so whatever that Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, Nissan, or Honda was worth 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago is exactly what it'll be worth now, but only at Naples Nissan. Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Chevy, yep, we'll take those too. Let's see here, a brand new Nissan or that old 2012 you're driving now that needs new tires. Bluetooth, no Bluetooth. Backup camera, no backup camera. Come on, it's a no-brainer, folks. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details or come see us on Pine Ridge Road and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News. I'm looking at this this story. Amazon has a new fitness tracker called Halo, and it listens to your voice, analyzes your mood, and it can tell if you're being a jerk or not. What? How's that a fitness tracker? So there's a video that's posted about it's a guy sleeping on the couch after a fight with his wife. Then he checks his Halo app, realizes he wasn't being supportive, and apologizes to her. Like, he needs an app from Amazon to tell that. Excuse me? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's what the video is. It's an app on Amazon. Remember the good old days when Jeff Bezos had a clue as to what was going to happen in the future, but it was all about books? You ready for this, Jake?
I don't know.
Yeah, you are. Listen to this. This is an interview with Jeff Bezos in 1997 talking about why selling books was the perfect way to launch a company on the internet. This is Jeff Bezos, actual video, 1997. Listen.
I'm Jeff Bezos. I'm the founder of Amazon.com. 3 years ago, I came across the startling statistic that web usage was growing at 2,300% a year. So I decided I would try and find a business plan that made sense, and I picked books as the first best product to sell online. Books were great as the first best because there are more items in the book category than there are items in any other category by far. There are more than 3 million different books worldwide. When you have that many items, you can literally build a store online that couldn't exist any other way. way. And that's important right now because the web is still an infant technology. Basically, right now, if you can do things using a more traditional method, you probably should do them using the more traditional method. What's really incredible about this is that this is day one. This is the very beginning. This is the Kitty Hawk stage of electronic commerce.
1997. Jeff Bezos talking about selling books on the internet. And now Amazon has an app to tell you you're being a jerk to your wife.
Interesting.
That wasn't the first. That might have been the seventh word I was thinking about at that moment. But you know what? That is one of them. Wow. All right. Top 5 audio clips of the day coming up 5 at 8:35.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Summer is in full swing, and my friends Jason and Todd with the Diamond District are continuing to liquidate the largest selection of GIA and Forever Mark loose certified diamonds, engagement rings, and fashionable diamond jewelry.
Retirement questions? You can bet Bob Grace probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday at noon for Retire with Grace. It's your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to help maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Join us, Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
New roof leak from old Hurricane Irma damage? Insurance claim deadline is September 9th. Call CFS now for a free roof analysis. 561-2600 or cfsroofing.com. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Southwest Florida is our home, and there's a lot to love. Our community gatherings, our sporting events, our quality health care and education, and our natural resources, just to name a few. It's why we call Southwest Florida our home, and it's why we love living here. As residents of Southwest Florida, we're strong, compassionate, and capable. Let's protect what and who we love by following CDC guidelines. Together, we can protect our home and each other. For more information about CDC guidelines, visit legov.com/COVID-19.
Hey, I love it here in Southwest Florida. This is my second home, and I know why you live here. You've been able to accumulate enough wealth to retire here. But you know what? Many retirement portfolios are exposed to way too much risk. Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group can help. So give your portfolio the second set of eyes that it needs. Call Alfie at 561-1155. And don't forget, listen for his program, Saving the Investor. That's Saturday mornings at 9 right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal drugs have been found off the Florida coast. The U.S. Coast Guard offloaded about 30,000 pounds of drugs in Port Everglades, including cocaine and marijuana, worth nearly $228 million. The Coast Guard also says 28 drug smugglers were caught moving 14 tons of drugs on their way to the U.S. Two Lee County parents chained their 17-year-old daughter to a bedpost by the ankle and told her to go to the bathroom in a bucket. She was able to get the police involved, all thanks to her Apple Watch. According to the arrest report, both parents are now facing charges for child cruelty. That teen did not need medical attention. The Sky Zone Trampoline Park in Fort Myers is asking you to donate new masks that students can wear in class. They're accepting the face coverings through September 7th. For every mask donated, Sky Zone's matching the donations. Governor Ron DeSantis is focusing on job creation. He says rebuilding the economy is a priority. DeSantis took a trip to meet with theme park leaders at Universal Orlando Resort. He says 75,000 jobs have been added in the month of July in the state of Florida and hopes to bring more people into the theme park. Another win for Florida teachers. A judge lifted the stay on the teachers union lawsuit against the state. That means school districts can make reopening decisions on their own despite the education commissioner's mandate. The court ruled on Monday the state acted unconstitutionally when it ordered schools to reopen by August 31st, which is this coming Monday. The state has another chance to appeal. A brand new putting facility, Pop Stroke, designed by Tiger Woods, is coming to the Fort Myers area. This is not only the first ever 36-hole putting facility, it's also the first of its kind in Southwest Florida. The unique golf experience is offering food, drinks, and dessert for all ages, opening September 12th. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in Fort Myers at Metro Parkway just near Center Point Drive is causing bumper-to-bumper slowdowns northbound on Metro, starting from Colonial to Winkler. So avoid it, guys. Stick to Veronica Shoemaker or even Fowler. Those are both better options. Also, the crash in North Fort Myers at Old Bayshore Road and State Road 31, still active, but now just a tap on your brakes. The delays have cleared. If you're in Lehigh Acres, traffic still very congested on 82 west of Sunshine heading to Gunnery Road. Also, delays coming out of Lehigh on that Daniels extension, almost about 1 mile of congestion heading to Gateway Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
93 degrees, hot and humid for your Friday with our heat index over 100 as we will see a chance for some pop-up scattered showers and storms at least for a portion of the day. Very similar weather pattern as we will see more chances for rain kind of off and on, but not for your entire weekend. Your Saturday, your Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower to middle 90s and more scattered rain and storms into next week with those 90s hanging around. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Listen up, men. I know you don't want to talk about ED. It's not going to go away, so stop ignoring it. Good news for all of us. Metro Men's Health makes getting the treatment you need easy, pain-free, drug-free, and affordable. While many places use pills or injections to treat ED, that's just a temporary fix and ruins that special moment. And while testosterone treatments can boost your energy, they don't fix ED. Metro Men's Health takes a different approach. They use the most state-of-the-art technologies and treatments that improves blood flow, which is really the source of the problem. There's no discomfort, and Metro Men's Health treatments don't just mask symptoms. They treat the condition. No painful shots, no hormones, no pills, just an easy and convenient treatment that actually works. If you don't see improvement, they'll give you a full refund. You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Put that spark back in your life. Call 239-599-9900 to schedule a free consultation. That's 239-599-9900 or visit metromenshealth.com. Metro Men's Health.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line, streaming live on the YouTubes at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel if you're available to do that. It is free to subscribe, keeps us going. All right, top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Susan is next, Venice, Florida, on our other lines. First of all, Susan, who are you supporting at this point? Who are you supporting for president?
Well, I was on the fence, but now I'm going towards Trump.
Why?
I'm definitely going to go towards Trump. And one of the big things is that, the DNC didn't mention human trafficking at all. It was very dark, it was very gloomy, but they didn't mention riots, they didn't mention human trafficking. The RNC did mention that a couple of times. I'm comfortable with that.
All right, so there's things that Democrats are not mentioning that Republicans are, and there's another voter on the C-SPAN lines that are calling and saying, look, I was a Democrat after watching this week. I'm voting for Trump.
Number 4. A blistering attack on the Democratic presidential nominee, Joe Biden, by the President of the United States. No one will be safe in Biden's America, President Trump just said, repeating that theme over and over and over again.
Well, Vito's not happy with the President of the United States. It's a very bad thing. He's very sad, everybody. Wolf Blitzer does not like the way that the President talks about Joe Biden. Is very... Okay, as you can imagine, the left media beside themselves about the President. Whatever, shush.
Number 3.
Governor said DCI's investigation is ongoing, but we don't need an investigation to know that Blake's shooting falls in a long and painful pattern of violence. And this is a pattern of violence that happens against Black lives too often across this country.
That's a problem, isn't it? That's the lieutenant governor of the state of Wisconsin, who during a press conference said, we don't need an investigation to know that Jacob Blake's shooting in Kenosha falls in a long and painful pattern of violence. And this is a pattern of violence that happens against Black lives too often across the country. No, we do. We do need an investigation. And we should find out what's going on. And what?
Number 2.
I myself just... Don't tell anybody I told you this, especially don't tell Joe Biden. I don't think that there should be any debates.
Okay. I thought Nancy Pelosi was going to say, don't tell anybody, but I'm not real. Nothing you look at here is real. No, she's actually saying that we shouldn't have any debates. Joe Biden shouldn't have any debates, everybody, with Donald Trump because, well, we all know why, right?
Number 1.
So tonight I say to all Americans, this is the most important election in the history of our country. There has never been such a difference between two parties or two individuals in ideology, philosophy, or vision than there is right now. Our opponents believe that America is a depraved nation. We want our sons and daughters to know the truth. America is the greatest and most exceptional nation in the history of the world.
You better believe it. Just a little bit of what the president said yesterday in his speech at the White House, and it was pretty amazing to be there, I am sure.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Oh, wait. Do we know of someone who may have been there and witnessed all of this live? I don't know. Is there somebody?
Man, there might be somebody you know. Just saying.
Oh, look, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com. You hear on this station often, and certainly always agree. I didn't know you were standing there. Well, hi. How are you this morning? Actually, I knew all of this was coming. Okay. Yes, Mike Opelka. Yes, tell everybody where you were yesterday, sir.
fifth row, my friend. Fifth row on the left side, right by the family. I was sitting there. I was staring at Jared and Ivanka.
What?
And Tiffany. Yeah, I was in the fifth row, right there on the left side. Yeah, you've seen some of my pictures I posted on social media.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Fifth row. How about that?
I was getting heat from a lot of our media friends who are, do you know where the media was last night?
Where were they?
The media was halfway to the Washington Monument. They had high rises and platforms for them to do their stand-ups with the president in the backdrop. I think part of that is so the president wouldn't be distracted and go, the fake news media back there. They were really obscured pretty much from his line of sight, which good planning. I saw Yamiche Alcindor from PBS, a regular irritant to the president, and she wasn't even up on the platform. They had tables behind the platform that couldn't even see the stage where they could hook up their computers to power. It was very well set up, but a really long, hot night. I would like to introduce the president to the concept of editing just a little bit for those of us who got there. I left my little hotel room 2 blocks from the complex at 6:15 last night. Wow. I returned at 12:25 this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. And, my wife was not happy I was here because of the COVID 1984. And I said, I'm sure they're going to be taking temperatures and testing. And, there's only going to be 500 people there. There were 5,000 people. There was no testing and there was no temperature taking. I did have a mask. I got a very lovely White House mask.
I saw the White House mask. That was very impressive. Very awesome. So I'm looking at your Twitter page here, at Stuntbrain. On Twitter, I'm looking at some of the photos. What an experience! And when I guess the big question for me is obviously the speech, how long it was, but certainly a lot of people who across the spectrum, across the board. As I was looking at social media this morning, you probably witnessed the same thing, where there were people that were saying, I was wrong about Donald Trump. I'm going to admit it. Way back in the day, and even in the past few years, I was wrong about him. I've been paying attention, watching, and listening to this speech. I was wrong about him. I changed my complete everything about the president that I had said in the past. I take back. I am sorry about that. This is the right person at the right time in our history, and his love for family and country, no doubt about that. But then you leave. Did you see some of the things that, for example, our friend Dan Bongino, who witnessed firsthand in person, and others leaving the White House? These peaceful protests, not peaceful at all. They were quite angry. No, I had a Rand Paul like encounter. Rand Paul went out the east side where I was trying to get out because it's only 2 blocks from where I was sleeping. And when I went to leave, the Secret Service said, no, there's too many protesters. You cannot go. And they rerouted me 5 blocks out of my way. Now, I'm a tired old man at this point. I'm trying to get my butt back to my hotel. So I have to walk 2 blocks west and then 3 blocks north and then back over to where my hotel is. And in the course of that, you have to go by Black Lives Matter Plaza in St. John's Church, which is still boarded up from the fires. And as I'm doing that, there are pockets of protesters in numbers of, 10 to maybe 50. And very close to just making the turn onto I Street, I was accosted verbally by a woman with a bullhorn who wanted to know just how dumb of an MFer I was. And she got within like 10 feet of me with the bullhorn up full blast. I just kept walking. Right. And you put your head down, keep walking. Turn the corner, get on the block. Now there's a group of about 10. And they're starting to make a circle around me and walk with me and ask me questions. And I did get to say her name from 1 or 2 of them that Rand Paul got about Breonna Taylor. And as the circle started to get a little tighter and I was getting a little nervous trying to figure out which Jackie Chan move I would use,
The Metropolitan Police on bicycles came up and swarmed and circled. And I got to say, thank God, because those people dispersed pretty quickly. And a couple of them slowly rode alongside me as I walked the remaining 2 blocks to the street where my hotel was.
Wow.
So it was harrowing, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And I was by myself at that point. So I really didn't know what I was going to do. But it was a fabulous night. I met with a lot of folks. I had a really good talk with South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem.
Oh, nice.
What an amazing woman.
Yeah.
And I'm such a weasel. I'm trying to get to...
yes, you are. I could just leave it right there and we can...
Yeah.
That's not nice.
24 hours before this event, I didn't know I was going. I end up in the 5th row.
Oh, let me tell you, one day, everybody, we are going to share some of the stories that we have had together. And then one day I'm going to share a whole show of just Mike Opelka's stories of how all of these things, all of these happenstances just happen. It's great radio. So one day. Okay.
Thank you. But Governor Noem, who really is a rising star, and she also needs to eat a sandwich because she's like 6 feet tall and she weighs 80 pounds. But Governor Noem and I were talking about Mount Rushmore, and I am trying to get to Mount Rushmore because I'm dying to see it. I've never seen it. And I said, Governor, I'm really hoping to get to your monument. She goes, oh, please do. And, she was doing full Chamber of Commerce thing. It is such a beautiful tribute. And I said, look, here's what I want to know. Can you get me inside Lincoln's head? And she stopped for a second and she looked at me and she goes, oh, you know about that room? And I said, yes, I do, madam. I would love to see the vault that's inside Lincoln's head that Gutzon Borglum designed to be the keeper of all Americana. And she said, oh, I don't know. And then I asked her the question, are you worried about the security of Mount Rushmore because, these people were tearing down statues? She goes, yeah, we have been for a while, but I will tell you, under this president, it's very well protected, and I would be very concerned if he was not reelected. What would be allowed to happen there?
Oh, boy. Yeah, and that is real. That is the kind of thing that we're dealing with right now. There's no doubt about it. Mike Opelka joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Tell me more.
I talked with the big Lewandowski. Corey and I were chatting up for a while.
Yeah.
He's excited. I'm sure you've had him on your show recently.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Mike Lindell of My Pillow and I talked about his dust up with Anderson Cooper. I just gave him big props for that. Giuliani and I shook hands and had a little chat about how much I missed New York when he was there. And he goes, you're talking to me? Tell me about it. So it was, I'll tell you, those first 5 rows are a great place to be, except I was in front of Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk thinks he's like in a Southern Baptist church. Because every time Donald Trump would say something, he'd be like, yes, sir! I'm like, Charlie, come on, dial it back, man. I think maybe he was trying to get the president to wave to him or something. But, he's not hard to miss. He's very tall.
Yeah. Yeah, so is Barron. Barron's quite a tall young man.
Yeah, I posted that picture of the family after the fireworks were going off, and you just look at Barron Trump. Now, here's the other problem. The mainstream media is losing its mind over Barron Trump's height, which is pretty dumb. It's impressive, but he's 14 years old, and the mainstream media are all right. Why is Barron Trump so glum? Why were there no smiles? Okay, let me run it down for you dopes. Barron Trump is 14 years old. It was 90 degrees. He had to be in a suit. He had to sit on a stage for 2.5 hours and sweat on a night he would probably rather be inside watching sports or doing something else. He would have rather been anywhere else but at the office with Dad.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they are. The media has been. I mean, I played a little clip of Wolf Blitzer on CNN, how upset he was that the president would tear into Joe Biden. It was worse than that. It was the fireworks. It's not fair. Joe Biden didn't get a chance to have the same kind of fireworks. Well, whatever. And then Joy Reid on MSNBC and going into, as you can imagine, Fidel Castro's name came up in comparison. It's just ridiculous and how over the top. But the one thing that I hope that maybe you you got out of the evening last night with the president speaking and with the people that you were talking to was that it feels like there is a huge tide turning with all the anarchy in the streets and who is supporting the president and supporting law and order and who has yet to really confidently speak out against it. And the difference is very clear to, I think, the American people. And I feel like there is this change happening. Do you sense that?
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit. The Democrats are trying to pivot a little bit to get away from the position that they were painted into by their own inaction. And it really is their own inaction. So if they can find a way to come out with a strong statement, but I don't think they can. The people in the streets are proof. And today, there was a gigantic march to mark the anniversary of the Dream speech by Dr. King, because it's 8/28, and 1963, for those of you who didn't get history in your local public schools. But the hotel where I am staying is full of people who are here to march today. And they are wearing shirts that say Black Lives Matter and F the police with the complete word printed in really big letters. And they are here and they're expecting, tens of thousands of people. That's a group that's going to be hard to keep happy if you're going to speak out against violence.
Boy.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a happy note you want to leave us with this morning?
Yes,
Is there?
But I don't know if you cover this. You know Joe Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better?
No, what is it?
Build back better. He's always saying, for the last 3 weeks, we said, we're going to build back better.
Okay.
We're going to build back. He stole it. It's another plagiarized Biden thing. He stole it. He stole it from a Maryland County commissioner who's been posting videos talking about after the pandemic, we're going to build back better. Oh, no. Stolen. Yo, comment, please.
Watch me.
Okay.
Watch me.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh,
too good.
Man. It's too perfect. Yeah, it is. All right, we got to run. I hear the music. That's Jake doing the music there. All right. Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com. You can follow him at Stuntbrain on Twitter, and you can see the photos right there. Fifth row, everybody.
I'll put a few more up. How does that happen? How does he even do that?
Okay. I'll see you later. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
For today and all the way into the weekend, we will see temperatures in the 90s, our heat index over 100, at least for a portion of your Friday and the weekend. Scattered showers and storms are possible. Please